Joining me now is Paul Rieckhoff. He served in the Iraq War. He also founded the organization Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. He now hosts the very popular Angry Americans podcast. Paul, it's good to have you on the program. We're going to get to your backdrop in just a minute because I got to find out a little bit about that. But let me, first of all, get your thoughts on that scathing letter from West Point alumni to those cadets that are going to be hearing from the president tomorrow.
I think it's a part of a very important, unprecedented wave that is hitting Trump right now very hard. You know, he's been disrespecting and damaging the military for really over 3 years now. And it's finally come to a point where voices within the military, like the chairman of Joint Chiefs Milley, voices that have been on the sidelines, like General Mattis, and voices that America trusts, like General Powell and General Petraeus, are hitting him from all sides. He is really crossing lines that we've never seen crossed before. And the military is serving as kind of a backstop for our democracy. That's how it's supposed to work in America. They're supposed to be the guardians of our values. They're supposed to be the ones that hold the line. And right now, Trump's gotten to the point where the active duty military and the veterans community are punching back against him like he's a virus infecting our republic. So it's a very important time. And I think it's very damaging for him as well. It hits with independence. It hits in red states. It hits on the active duty military. It hits him politically in ways he can't be hit by any other group.
Those are pretty strong words there. I want you to expand a little bit for our viewers. When you say he is attacking and disrespecting the military, he's crossing a line. Expand on that for our viewers, what you mean by that. You have obviously the perspective of having served in the military. You certainly know better than anyone sometimes the thinking inside of that institution. But what do you mean by that he is attacking and disrespecting the military over the past 3 years?
I think most importantly, he's politicized us. I mean, he's made it look like we're the ground force in his political agenda. Some people fear that we're the ground force in his race war. I mean, he stands up in front of the military like they're props. He takes money away from the Pentagon and sends it down to the wall. He betrays our allies in the Kurdish region. He's now threatening to pull troops out of Germany, which would only benefit Russia. So consistently, it comes from every side, and it's coming to the heart of the values that we hold dear. And this is a group that cares about honor, integrity, but most of all cares about patriotism. And he threatened to put us in the most dangerous military position possible, to put active duty troops across from American protesters, escalating a situation in the nation's capital. He deployed the 82nd Airborne, elements of the 82nd Airborne to the nation's capital right around D-Day. I mean, it was the ultimate insult. And to put those young men and women, or threaten to put those young men and women in that kind of a position, is unprecedented. It's dangerous to our democracy. And that's why it's long overdue, Eamon, but you're finally seeing the voices within the military and the voices that are close to it speaking out very forcefully and very impactfully.
You brought up the point about the protesters coming face to face with members of the National Guard. That's not lost on a lot of people, and certainly not lost on the Washington Post, which said that the perception the Pentagon leaders went along with Trump's desire to use military force against domestic protesters has caused the biggest civil-military crisis in more than a decade. Are military leaders, from what you're hearing from your friends and people you served with, maybe some people currently in the military, are military leaders now reevaluating how they deal with this president?
Yes. I think they're constantly reevaluating, but they say him constantly crossing lines. I mean, to have General Milley either volunteer or be dragged into a photo op where he's wearing a battle dress uniform to march down to the church so Trump can wave around a Bible and threaten to deploy our military, we've never seen anything like that in modern history, maybe in American history. So to have General Milley, while he's still serving as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, say that he made a mistake and he was politicized. The only thing he didn't say was that the president did it to me. And that's the real important point here. The president dragged him along with him. Tomorrow, the president's going to try to do some kind of victory lap on the coronavirus and create the ultimate spiking of the football, creating the ultimate photo op with the graduating class of West Point. It's not in their best interest to have 1,100 cadets go back to New York in the middle of a pandemic. It's not in the interest of our military to have to handle all the logistical and security threats that come with that. It's about him, and it's about his political agenda, and that's why the military is pushing back. We're not supposed to be a prop or some kind of political chew toy for him and his bizarre agenda.
Listen, let me, before I let you go, if Rate My Skype Room is watching this right now and they see your backdrop, if there was an All-America team for Rate My Skype Room, yours may be on that. Really quickly, that's not a Zoom backdrop, is it?
No, and Room Rater only gave me a 7 out of 10, Eamon. So maybe your folks can talk to Room Rater. But look, I think people are sick of potted plants and bookcases. So let's mix it up a little bit with a 69 Camaro and some whiskey and the American flag. And we're New York tough. I'm in New York, and I'm proud of New York. And I think New York can be an inspiration for the rest of the country. So especially on a Friday, let's try to bring some positivity and mix it up a little bit.
You've done well, my friend. If it was up to me, I'd give you a 10 out of 10. Paul Rieckhoff, thank you very much, my friend. Good to talk to you as always.